let's get this started. I'm Kiki, and I'm a storyteller. Everyone has a story, and I'm here to listen. This is What It's Like to Be Here. Heidi and I crossed paths about 7 years ago now because of my sister, Caroline, who you've probably already heard on this podcast before. As a mover and shaker in the community, Heidi has hosted various communal events, anything from food collection to clothing donations, trunk or treats, and back to school events in the fall. There's never a time that Heidi isn't moving. Since we've met, Heidi has started her own nonprofit called A Blessing Hand, which is operated in partnership with the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Please welcome Heidi Mendez Grimaldo.
Thank you.
Yay. How are you, Heidi?
I'm okay.
So thank you so much for being here today. Obviously, we've known each other for quite some time. First question I ask everybody is, how old are you?
48.
48. And how does it feel to be 48?
You know what? Finally, after so many years, I feel I'm like being myself. So it's like, now you know what maturity is. You know what you want in life. Looking for my peaceful place. So great.
Do you think, and I feel like after maybe 40, a lot of people start saying things like, I don't care about what everybody else thinks. Do you think it's like a phase in life that everybody will eventually come to?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's when you realize it's like, who's really there for you? Who pays your bills? Who does everything for you? No, you realize you need it for yourself. So it's like, no, I want my peace. I don't want drama. I want me.
Yeah.
I'm looking for myself. And that's actually what I've been doing a lot. Right now, I haven't done a lot with the Blessing Hand. Finally, I got into something else to do with work. So I was actually working. I have a seasonal job that I love to do. And I left a little behind a Blessing Hand, but at the same time, I'm trying to heal myself and make sure that I'm good. The reason why, or the reason being, you can't pour from an empty cup, like they say, right?
Right.
So I need to actually get back into that cup so that I could go ahead and continue getting all those awesome stuff that, thank you for showing me how to go ahead and lead in the community. Because if we go back to the beginning with you, that's actually how we met.
Yeah.
I was not doing events at that point.
Right.
You taught me how to do those ropes. And now for you to come and call me La Señora de la Comunidad, which it was the other way around, you were teaching me how to do it, is like awesome.
Yeah.
And I thank you for that because, like I said, it's something that I learned from you, Rojo. Even your husband, even though he was not in Expo,
Right.
he was involved with all of us, with my husband and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like the relationship that they do have, that when they see each other, like, hey, what's up, Dave? Hey, what's up? How are you?
Right.
With Angel. So it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I love it too. And that's amazing because you don't know what you pass off to people,
No.
and coming in and you were just so ready to help us out. So for context, I guess we could open this up a little bit. The last time that Expo Collective hosted a Quetzal Art Fest, Heidi, and I think I talk about you. Yeah, there's a bonus episode. I think by the time this episode comes out, the bonus episode would have been out already. And we talk about how I don't think that would have happened without you and your connection just to the nonprofit. And it really is a collaborative effort. There wasn't anything that we could have done. I don't think if we were isolated, it would have happened, right? Like we had to come together. Right. And the fact that you made it part of your job, I was like, holy cow, they actually allow her to do this and, get into the nitty gritty with us and learning just how we had been doing this the years prior, and even just hosting and doing events, pop-up events, right?
Yes.
So that's awesome.
Yes, because for me it was just like, okay, how do you do events? How do you get these people? And you taught me, like, this is how I do it, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm like, all right, fine, we'll pay our fee. We'll even pay our fee so that we could be included, so they could see that we're included.
Right.
Making sure that everybody was putting their little, grains in there. So we didn't even like, hey, well, we're the hosts with you, we're not gonna pay. No, we were even like, hey, how much do we gotta pay? Making sure that everything was run the proper way.
Right.
And like I said, because of you, now I have a list of more than 120 vendors.
That's amazing. That's so
in 7
awesome.
years,
Yeah.
so it's like, wow, I didn't even know vendors at that point, and then, the art was like amazing.
Hmm.
I will never forget the art piece that you donated to me, and
Yeah.
it's still in my life,
Mm-hmm.
because it was a match.
Yep.
And remember what I told you, it was just so it could give me light.
Right.
And look at all the light that has it been,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
So I guess to the point of the episode, or for the point of the podcast, what it's like to be here. So yeah, tell me. So now, okay, we've known each other for 7 years. Since that inception point, what does it feel like to be here? What have you done, and how does that feel to, I guess, have the achievements that you've hit so far?
It's amazing. Like I said, thank you for giving me the opportunity, if anything, because I'm not the type to say, I'm gonna do. I'm the type of said, we did, or
Mm-hmm.
this is what we had. I like to leave footsteps. And in that nonprofit, we left a mural.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the first things that we did. We left a mural back there with Rojo and you.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since then, we actually continued doing events. The nonprofit became live in 2020 when the pandemic was going on.
Mm.
Okay, I thought of people that didn't have documents. I am an immigrant from Guatemala. 7 years old, I got here from Guatemala with my parents and my siblings. So I thought of the people, hey, I got a stimulus check, but finally, because I had just became a U.S. citizen 1 year prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the reason I got it. But before, I couldn't get a lot of benefits. So I thought of, okay, let's put food out on the table. And like I said, I've never really said the story before. I actually saw a post on Facebook of a lady that had put a table in front of her house closer to like Archer Heights, put it that way. And she had put all kinds of stuff for the people to come and get because she knew that people were in need of food.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw that post, I saw the post on, let's say, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I was out in front of my house doing the same thing by Friday.
Wow.
And all I told my husband was, hey, $100 from the stimulus check that you received, my two sons received, and I received, is not gonna hit us any bad. If anything, is gonna bring us more blessings into our home, and we're blessing others at the
Mm-hmm.
same time.
Mm-hmm.
So we went. A lot of people actually even judge me because why was I buying from Walmart? Why was I buying the food from Walmart when I could have went to Aldi's? I went to look for sales. I'm sorry, I was giving everybody what I ate.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
bought from Walmart, and I ate from Walmart. Why am I gonna go to Aldi's at that moment when I'm eating? No, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
be the same. One thing that my parents and my grandparents, this comes more than from my grandparents, donde come uno, comen dos.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna just give you my leftovers. No, that's not me. So we started doing that. We went, I remember, with Edna. Edna is the BP from A Blessing Hand. She's my right hand. Without her, believe me, I don't do a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
Christina knows. Christina knows that at the beginning I was like, okay, I gotta go. But nobody knows that I am talkative in front of everybody. But nobody knows when I get home is like, I'm a mouse. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
no, quietly. Even Christina's like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. She's like, you're not like that. I'm like, yes, I am. You just don't know that. Nobody knows that after events, too, at that same time, I will go home and cry.
Mm.
Nobody
Mhm.
knows that because of my mental issues, my traumas that I've been through with life, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But let me go back to the story. And so we went to get groceries from Walmart. We put it in front of our home. And then two other friends actually reached out, Letty and Sandy. And they're like, hey, diapers, wipes, soap,
All the stuff that
shampoo.
you didn't think
Yes,
about, right? Yeah.
right. They're like, food probably from different places, but they're not going to be able to get it nowhere.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, fine. We put another table. They gave me $100 of all kinds of toiletries.
Mhm.
And we put it out there. People started coming. And the sign said, if you have it, come and donate it. If you don't have it, come and get it.
Mhm.
And people just started coming, and it started flipping and started flipping. I was there like a yard sale. Since the morning to the evening, and I will even tell them, look, I will turn around.
Mhm.
I don't have to even see what you're gonna get. Grab whatever you need for your meal today. Just make sure that you leave for everybody. At the beginning, we started with get 5 items for your meal today.
Okay.
So that you could go ahead and make sure that we leave for others.
Mhm.
Well, we were blessed, and someone from old school, actually I graduated with this lady from Hubbard, And she saw me in the internet and she's like, whoa, what are you doing? Reach out to me. Well, I didn't know her position at the food depository. I knew that she worked there, but I didn't know her position.
Right.
Well, her position was actually to be looking for places to go ahead and do food pantries.
So like outreach, like an outreach community. Yeah. Community
okay,
outreach.
but
Yeah.
she's like, she would actually get everything done for us. So we were like, okay, what happened? And she's like, oh, well, why haven't you told me? I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm just helping out of my heart.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no. Do you have a nonprofit? At that moment, I was working with a nonprofit downtown. So I actually was like, no, I work for them. She's like, well, ask them. Maybe you could go under their umbrella and we could get a food place for you. Okay, cool. We asked the place, we asked the nonprofit, and they said yes. And Chicago Area Project took the credit for it for the first year. And then we came and one of the leaders from Chicago Area Project actually introduced us a little bit more to the principal from, at that time was, Tanti.
Okay.
Now it's Monarchas Academy.
Oh, I was gonna say they changed the name.
Yes, they changed the name.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yes, they changed the name like 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
They wanted something more into the community, more Latino, for the same reason that there's a lot of change in our community. So we kind of knew a little bit of the principal from different things. So we asked him, do you mind if we start here? We don't need no place. All we need is if you let us borrow the parking lot, we're happy with the parking lot. Rain, snow, sun, whatever it was, we were out there. And we were out there for the first 7 to 10 weeks. We were there weekly.
Wow.
Weekly.
Yeah.
And we were passing out 200 to 300 boxes of food weekly into the community.
Yeah, because that's when it hit real hard.
Really hard, right.
And that nobody was working, and then it was like, oh my God, this person has to leave my house. Like the thought of them coming back and
getting
potentially,
sick,
getting sick,
getting everybody sick and stuff like that.
It was scary.
It was very scary. So for the first 10 weeks, we were something like that, every week. After that, they gave us something that is called more like temporary, like a seasonal.
Okay.
But seasonal, I'll be honest to you, today is May 2nd. May 7th is actually the day that she reached out to me, and it's going to be 7 years.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. So we're still passing out food in the community. We pass out 200 boxes of food, but now we do it every third week, every third Saturday of the month.
Okay.
We're actually at Monarcas. Everybody could actually go there. If anybody wants to donate or volunteer time, we're there from 8 to 1 o'clock so that we could get everything together. And mostly Edna, because Edna, like I said, she's my right hand, so she runs it all. She does clerical, but when I come out with the ideas, but mostly everything that runs is by Edna. Okay, so she's there from 8 to 1. Volunteers could get there at that time, and then we serve the community. Usually it's from 11 to like 12:30 because it goes fast. We know there's a need in the community.
Yeah.
So it goes fast without no problem. So it's always 11 till supplies last.
Okay.
I don't put an ending time or anything. And I make sure, I always tell them, no se va nadie sin comida.
Yeah.
Again, if it's even a bag of potatoes, a bag of something, you're not leaving here with an empty hand.
Right.
That's not what my parents taught me.
Right.
So, yes.
And so how does that feel to be able to have kept it up for that long?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. And we continue. Not only that, I guess that with us coming from where we come from, my grandparents were owners of a bakery in Guatemala. So we knew that, to give others was always, something that my grandparents taught us.
So part of my job, my dated 9 to 5, I talk to people who have used the services that my job provides, right? And these folks will give these testimonies that are like, you changed my life. Like, this was a game changer. I was able to get what I needed. I'm healthier because of it. XYZ. Do you get that from people in the community?
Thankfully to God, and it's a great blessing, yes. And in different ways.
Yeah.
Because it could be with the food. It could be with an event. It could be recognizing somebody for what they're doing. It could be going out to give to the homeless. That's something that we love to do. We love to go feed the homeless the same way. So it's in different ways. I get a thank you. We are first responders for mental health at the same time. We have actually helped at least 25 people. We have went ahead and not only help them to get out of what they're going through, because I've always said I don't like to be, or nobody would like to be in a black hole like I was at one point. So I try to teach that to everybody else that is around me. We have actually helped out others to become first responders for mental health for that same reason. So yes, because it comes in different ways. It's like you helped me with my kid, or you helped me to become a first responder so I could help my kid.
Yeah.
You helped me with food. You helped me with a toy that I didn't have for my son or my daughter. You helped me with food that I didn't have to eat here, a shirt, something. Yes.
Yeah.
I am very blessed with that. And that's something that I always tell my husband is like, that's the biggest blessing that I could receive. I don't expect money and I don't want money.
Right.
I don't need money. Just to hear that,
Yeah.
it's enough for me. But my biggest mistake, and I'll be honest, is forgetting my own family. When I started with the food in front of my home, I was so happy giving out. And what are you having for dinner? What do you want for dinner? But then I will go back in, and my house was with no dinner. And he's like, okay, you gave out everybody something, and what are we having for dinner? So that's something that I still have issues putting a balance to, and putting my family priority at times when I need to.
Well, I mean, you got, 3 men in the house that...
2 now.
Oh, 2 men in the
2
house
men.
that know how to feed themselves. So they should be taking care of you.
Yes. So yes,
And I'm sure they do.
Yes. So the 3 men in the house, like she says, is actually my 2 kids and my husband. I've been married for 27 years.
Yeah.
I have a 25-year-old, almost 26. Actually, this month he'll be 26.
Holy cow.
He works for a nonprofit. So that makes me proud because he's learned throughout what I've done or what I've, taught them to do. My kids love to help out when I go to feed the homeless, do events. Trunk and treat event you spoke about.
Yeah.
We were one of the first ones in the community to bring out the trunk and treat into the southwest side, because I started in the suburbs. I used to work in the suburbs. I come from recycling companies that I used to love working for in the suburbs. So I used to see a lot of that stuff, doing it in the suburbs and nothing here. So we did, the first one we did was in Curie.
Okay.
Then we went to Monarcas, and it's been like, no, I'm sorry. The first one actually was at the dollar store parking lot on Archer. Okay. Because we didn't get we couldn't get no one to go ahead and let us borrow a space. That's the biggest problem I have. I don't have grants. A Blessing Hand doesn't have grants. A Blessing Hand is ran by Edna and Heidi funds. It's not by any main funds. If they give us donations here and there, fine. If they don't, we try to do it how we can with Edna. Okay. So we did that first one there. And then the second one, we went to Monarcas. In Monarcas, we served 600 kids.
Wow.
In 2 hours. And then we came and we're like, okay, this is getting bigger. Let's go ahead and ask Curie. Curie let us borrow their parking lot. Christina, Kiki. 1,068 kids were served the following year.
That's incredible.
So it's like, okay, and we inspire many people, because there's a lot of people that do it. We might not have the biggest events no more, but we inspire others to do it closer to their communities,
right,
or to do it in the southwest side that they're part of.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing. Like sometimes, you have these smaller organizations that start things and want to claim it, but mimicry is the grandest form of flattery, right? When you have somebody that is inspired by it and wants to do it, I'm like, what's wrong with that? Nobody's going to do it the same way you do it. But if they are trying to build community and doing it from a good place, right?
Right.
Not
from envy.
Right. Not from envy. Not from, I'm going to do it better. I'm going to do it bigger.
Right.
No, but out of the goodness of your heart, you're like, that's a great idea. Let me bring that to my community too.
That's one of the biggest problems that A Blessing Hand has had. Like a lot of people come and, oh yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that. And then later on we realize that it's like, oh no, they were trying to learn so they could do it on their own now. At the beginning, I will be like, again, I say I will go back home and cry, and it's like, why did this come out wrong? Why did that come out wrong? Instead of paying attention and saying, wow, I did this, we did that, we did this, and I thought of this, and Edna thought of that, or my husband thought of this, because even my husband puts points into it, even though he says I'm not involved, he is involved. So it's like he was the one that actually like sit me down and said, Heidi, you're inspiring people. That's even bigger. So they're not, probably it comes sometimes from envy, but they're coming to you because they can't be you.
Right.
So what your essence is unique. Let that be the main thing that you keep in your mind.
Right.
So if you see it again, it's like, oh, look at now they're doing it. But remember, it's because they couldn't be your essence and they couldn't come to you. I had an issue one time that a big business person came to me and they're like, oh, we want to come to your trunk and treat event. And I was like, okay, fine, let's do this. And I'm like, but business, because your established business, need to give a donation of $250 at least because you're a business. I like to run with vendors, and our quotes don't go more than $40. Okay? So it's like, why am I going to be telling them $250 to someone that is just starting to someone that has established business?
Right. Right.
So I came in, I told him, he's like, oh, well, let me talk to my wife. And I was like, okay, you go ahead and talk to your wife. He calls me back. He's like, no. My wife says that you're too expensive. You're crazy. All we wanted to do is we're having our own trunk and treat event, and we wanted to give out the flyers for our own trunk and treat event. Okay, but if you're established,
Yeah.
place, why
do you need me?
Right. If you're already doing it and you actually have big DJs in there, because I've seen, big DJs in there, like Jesse El Grandote. He has even hosted for this person, and it's like, you have money for good DJs, you got money, you're a business.
Right.
Why are you coming to me that I'm just a nonprofit, not profiting from anything? And again, we say the money comes from Edna and whatever funds my family, my husband and I put in. But to say that they come from big places, no. The food depository gives us food. Doesn't give us money.
Right.
Gives us food. But to say we don't make $50,000 a year, no.
Right.
Nothing like that. If we make probably 2,000.
Do you plan on like expanding that? Like,
that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Right now we have an apartment. We got a 1-bedroom apartment that we used to pay $200 for storage for our events. So no, now we got an apartment where we could have every single day. We could do stuff there, and we're putting everything that we had in storage. We're putting it all together and trying to make a little office on Chicago Lawn.
Okay. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, so if we could do services, do resources more than anything. If we can't do it, maybe referrals to different things. Mental health, like we spoke before. That's one of the main things. Mental health for me, it's big.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about why and why you speak out about it so much? And
I love to speak about mental health because I am a survivor, a warrior of mental health. I've been through a lot of traumatic issues. Starting with sex abuse. I'm a survivor from sex abuse. I'm a survivor from suicide. Okay. Unfortunately, at the age of 4, 6, 9, and 12, I was molested by family members. I spoke up. Nothing was ever done. You know how that is in the families. That is like hush, hush.
Right.
Don't say nothing. Embarrassing. Whatever it was, But at the age of 40, I finally said, no, I'm me. I went through a whole different thing that I never expected. I actually was trying to kill myself February 25th of 2018, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I will never forget it because there's a picture I had just posted on Facebook asking for light that I wanted. Okay? And look at how this sums up. I was trying to kill myself because I found out that one of my predators was still actually molesting little girls in my country. He wasn't here. He was in my country now. And I couldn't do anything. And for me, it's like, no, I can't. I can't do this, So I was trying to kill myself. At that moment, my son walks in. He was 17 years old at the moment. Thank God, to this moment, he tells me he don't remember, and I'm glad. I'm so glad. But I actually was with a knife towards my veins. And he's like, I don't know what's happening, but I need you. And that made me snap out of it. I dropped the knife. I went to my room. I cried maybe 4 hours. After 4 hours, I felt like a hand laid on me. And it's like, everything's going to be okay. And all I was asking was, please, universe, Lord, whoever it is, you don't want me. The devil doesn't want me. Who wants me? Okay? Take the person away. Take the pain away. Take whatever I'm going through away. Because I can't take this no more. Literally 48 hours, the predator passed away. for natural causes.
That's crazy.
Literally. My son was the one that gave me the call. He didn't even know how to tell me. Something that I could tell you is that since my kids have been young, even though they're boys, I am a very overprotective mother, and I would never let them spend the night. Let them go with people that I knew, that had molested me or did something wrong to me. So by the time that my son seen that my mom is crying, he's like, I don't know how to tell you.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, that's family. And it's like, yes, but no.
Right.
Tell me what's going on. Spit it out, scream it out, say something to me because I need to know. And he's like, your predator just passed away and your mom is crying here. We need you to come home. I actually was doing an errand, picking up food for my son, for my kids. And then we went back home with my husband and we found out that it was the truth. All I asked her was that what did she needed from me. At that moment, my mom was going through some medical issues too, so she asked me to go ahead and go and bury him with her to my country. I didn't deny it. I said, okay, let's go. I went, and the day of the burial, I went through like a real bad panic, anxiety attack to the point that I got lost in my mom's town. One of my mom's cousins actually was the one that found me, and got me back on track. And we went to bury my uncle. When we were burying my uncle, everybody was from one side, like, crying and whatever. I was on the opposite side. And then I go to talk to the guy from the cemetery. And I asked him to let me borrow the shovel. And he's looking at me like, oh, no, I don't want no problems. He looked at me probably thinking I was the crazy girlfriend. And I was like, no. It's nothing like that. I just want to go ahead and do something real quick. I'm like, that was my uncle. Like, okay. Dark glasses, nobody seen that I'm crying. I grabbed the shovel, and that's where I ended that. I said, this is where I end this. I don't want to ever see you in my dreams. I don't want to hear about it no more. I had said I was not going to speak about it, but that's part of my story. So I cannot keep that promise that I said there because it's part of my story. And he never cared how I felt.
Right.
Why should I keep a promise that probably he would have broken? Right. So I speak about it now. But at the point was like, wow, it was a big release for me. I told him never to come back to my dreams, to stay away from my life. That at this moment, wherever he was going, that's where they were going to be. That was the judge of that. After that, I came home. I actually stood a few days in Guatemala. I lost my flight. My flight was supposed to be 3:12. I never forget the 12th of March. And I didn't get there on time. I got there probably 15 minutes right before they closed.
Oh, my goodness.
So they're like, no, you cannot go through security. I'm like, I don't know how I did it, but I bought another ticket and I did it all over the next day. I even asked my sibling to take me to the airport 5 hours early. They didn't care about the 3.
You're like, I'm not gonna miss this one.
No, I'm not missing it. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
I talk a lot about this because I believe in numerology. Okay. So when I'm at the airport, it's 3/13/2018, and I'm sitting there, and I look at my flight, and my flight number is 1182. It was at 7 a.m. and it said Guatemala City. Okay. For me, what does that mean? If I flip the 1182, it's actually 1128. That's my birthday. 7 o'clock in the morning. I was actually born exactly at 7 o'clock in the morning, 1128. And where was I born? In Guatemala. So ever since then, I said that's like my reborn day.
Yeah.
And I take it as, okay, I left all that behind. Let me be me now. Let me realize who I am and try to realize that I am a wonderful person. I'm not a victim. I was a child, so all of that came together with mental health for me. And if I could help someone else not to feel what I felt throughout life, that's what I want to do. When I got here on the 13th, I'm going to say the 4th, if not the 7th of April, the 12th of April, I actually was in the North Side taking workshops already, talking about sex abuse. And I wanted to know more about me. I want to know more. I still don't know everything about me. And that's where I'm still going for.
Right.
I want to know more about me to help heal others. And I go back to the dark black hole. I always, when I talk about this, I really look at myself in my room. I had pitch black bedroom, dark curtains by myself. That was always me, crying with anxiety, and that's not what I want for others. So whenever I say this, is like I wouldn't want nobody to be in that dark hole that I've been in.
Yeah.
So that's the reason that I love to talk about mental health and see how else we could help out.
Yeah.
With Edna, we have been like reaching out to different people, pulling here, pulling there, to become first responders. Why? Because a first responder could help before a cop, before an ambulance. If we could go ahead and de-escalate that, why not?
So how do people reach you? So like let's say I'm in crisis mode, right? And I'm just feeling all sorts of just because it's happened to me, right? Where and to me, I blame it. I put it on the fact that it was right after I had my daughter, where your emotions, hormones, everything is going nuts in your body, and you're trying to get a grip on like your body, on your new life, on taking care of a little human. You have to keep them alive, and then figuring out navigating your relationships. Like motherhood is a huge change that nobody talks about that, right? Like there's this whole just like it screws with your mind, like quite literally. And if I was in that situation again, like how would I reach out to
We have our number, which is 312-597-5483. You could actually call. You could actually text. You could look through us through social media.
Okay.
And we have other first responders that, like I said, right now, just last month, I spoke to other people. 4 more came in. And they're like, "Hi, I'm interested." Why?
Yeah.
Because there's different issues. I want to know it for myself. I want to be able to help others. I want to go ahead and help my kid. So there's different ways that we could go ahead and help out. So maybe I'm not available, but one of the first responders that actually got trained with me could actually go ahead and de-escalate, help you out,
Right.
and speak to you about it. Let you know that you are valuable. Even though that we feel as small as we feel at that moment, you are worth it.
Right.
And like you said, you had to think, hey, I need to be here for my daughter. Right. You're so worth it because you really got to be here for your daughter.
Right.
So that would like trigger you to change that. And mental health, unfortunately, is like if you grab a paper. Same thing. You grab a paper, you scrumble it all up, and then you try to go ahead and put it all straight again and become what it is. It will never be. Because with all the trauma that hits, there's times that your body is the only one that tells you.
Yeah.
Even though you don't remember it, the body is the one that tells you
wild
everything.
To me. Yes.
Not long ago, one of my bosses actually was even giving me, she told me about a book. And I actually said, okay, let me know what is it. And she's like, it's about mental health. It's about the body keeps the score.
Yes. I know coaches, professional clinicians that have been reading it too. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that's so true. I've been hearing it. I'm now hearing more about it than getting myself into reading it. But it's so true. You don't remember everything, but your body knows exactly where that scar was at, why it was, and it's actually like I go back to that paper. You will never be able to get it straight.
And that's so interesting. So now, like I had that incident, right? And I've always known that I've had these like little dips, but now it's a matter of like you were saying before, is coping. It's like trying to heal yourself, right? So now I'm trying to say, how do I prevent that from coming back? How do I keep myself balanced so that I'm not, when something hard hits, I know what to do and I know how to cope. With the pandemic, I completely believe that screwed everybody up in like weird ways, right? Mentally, completely, right? Like folks were
mentally, physically, there were so
everything.
Many things.
And so when I started working again, when I was not even working again, because I was always working through the pandemic, but it was a new job and there was a lot of things going on. And I started talking to a therapist and she diagnosed me with a panic disorder because it quite literally, it wasn't so much panic attacks as it was like anxiety attacks, hardcore, just coming at me. And so now I'm like, what? Like literally my therapy was working through what the hell? Why do I feel like this with work or with, performative? So now I'm trying to just figure that out. And I did. And that anxiety is just like part of me now. I literally tell people I live just like I live with diabetes, I live with anxiety because I can't get rid of it. I don't even know why it's there. And it's so subconscious that I don't know, just the littlest things can like make me feel shaky, or make me be like, oh, what's going to happen? But then I'm like, nothing's going to happen. Snap out of it, but I'm still sweating.
Now what I do a lot of my coping is tapping.
Yes, I love tapping.
I love tapping.
Yes,
now.
It feels so good.
Yes, you feel so good. You come back to senses. It's like, come on. Come back. You're okay. Talk to your body. Mm-hmm. Talk to your body. Let them know, hey, we're okay. We're fine. I remember that. I remember that too. I just remember that, but we're okay. Yeah. We're fine. Hug it. That's something that somebody else actually taught me throughout the season that I was working, because I was going through a lot of panic attacks. I actually have, and I've been diagnosed with anxiety, PTSD, and depression.
Okay.
So it was just like even driving. We went through a bad car accident in 2024. In Guatemala with the nonprofit, because we actually went to do some. We go actually to we've been to Guatemala. We did some nonprofit there, and then we have sent some donations to Mexico too. We get to Guatemala, and one thing that Edna told me to not say no more is, let's see where God guides me, because it's not always the right thing to say. Because we ended up in a car crash, and we ended up crashing in a church. So for us, it was just like, Mom, pay attention to what you're doing and what you're saying now. Don't say these donations, where he leads me, because look at where it happened. Yeah. Right? But it was a real bad car accident. I actually, in my life, I had 2 bad accidents. One, I was probably like 5 in Guatemala. So that already was like triggering me where we were driving, because it was pitch black. There's no rails in our countries.
Oh, my Lord, I know.
So it's like mountains going down, because in my country, there's only one single street that they say that is flat. Everything else is going
I'm sorry. I
down.
would not live there.
Okay.
San Francisco's bad enough that and they have lights and streets and stuff.
No. Well, so I already had, a little bit of anxiety with that. I was even counting the minutes. I won't forget that I was like literally counting the minutes, like, okay, 3 minutes.
But see, that's warranted. I would be, even people without anxiety would probably be like, holy hell, what is happening right now?
Right. And then 2 minutes before we get into the Airbnb, we crash into the church.
Wow. 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
You said you walked it, right?
We walked it. Right after that we walked it. And the best thing that Guatemala served us was their medical field. An ambulance got there right away. Mm-hmm. We got free medical, because I even have the people that went with me. That time we took 11 people to Guatemala from different countries.
Wow.
Puerto Rico, Palestine, Mexico, to just go see what Guatemala was like. Mm-hmm. And we end up in this car accident, and the ambulance gets there, and they did not charge 1 cent. And they took them to hospitals. They took them to give them medicines to make sure everything was good. And then they send them back to they even send them to the Airbnb for free.
Wow.
Something that you would never see. But like I said, God helped us. Right.
Yeah.
But God helped us. He knew where to bless us. Yeah, we landed there. Guess what? 2 days later, we went back to that church. Mm-hmm. And we donated at least 60 jackets.
Oh, wow.
Into the community.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, you see, guys, this is where they're like, no, don't ever say that again, Mom, please. Because yes. Edna calls me Mom. So she's like, don't say that again, Mom. I'm like, okay, sorry, I won't say it no more. So I know my words are powerful. And I thank the Lord for that. For a reason, He wanted me here. For a reason, He didn't want me to kill myself. Mm-hmm. So I see that now.
Yeah. You found your purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
That's incredible. That's awesome. And thank you for sharing. Because I know it's hard sometimes. Even, just talking about mental health in general is something that I think I've started doing a lot more just with my friends and the other podcasts that I have too. We talk about mental health and all the things that are connected to it, and the importance of moving your body and taking care of your body, because that also, right, exercise and mental health, making sure that you're not doom scrolling all the time, right? Touch grass, hug a tree.
Yes, meditation. Right. I love nature.
Yeah, hug people.
Love nature. Help people. Give a smile.
Right.
Say good morning. Now I understand all of that when we were kids, but it's totally different, when I got here.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So if you want to, can you talk about Chicago as you have lived and experienced it? Like, I want to know your version of Chicago when you got here, growing up, things like that.
Growing up, I got here at the age of 7 with two of my siblings, my two brothers, and my parents. My father was a radar control operator in the Guatemalan airport.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather was a radar control operator supervisor and a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was supposed to be going to Brazil to finish his schooling, and he was supposed to become a pilot. My grandfather was not a commercial pilot; he was a private pilot.
Okay.
So he had a lot of friends from the airport that they knew. My mom and my dad had their visas. We did too. We had unlimited visas at that point. That's what they were called. You could go anywhere, and that visa will never expire. But you couldn't stay longer then.
Okay.
Okay, so my mom and my dad used to come to the United States, and my mom used to pick up a lot of clothes and shoes to go sell in Guatemala, door by door at times, and she would sell it by payments. That's from where I got my stuff from selling, from shoes and all of that.
Okay.
From my mom.
Yeah.
My mom and my grandparents. So after that, they came here, and my dad thought that $250 was a lot of money compared to what he was getting in Guatemala as a radar control operator. So he's like, nope, I want to go to the United States. So he came in May of 1985, and seeing what we were going through and everything, my mom didn't want to be without him for so long and make sure that we were okay too. So she's like, I want to go ahead and help him. So she actually went to his grandmother, who is the one that actually helped to raise them, and told them, like, what could I do? She said, sell everything, don't tell them anything, and just go. Well, that's actually what my mom did. My mom contacted my grandfather at that time, and they got us a little private plane.
Wow.
And they brought us here, I will never forget, August 12th of 85. We flew out of Guatemala, and we were actually flying over the Gulf of Mexico. And me being the baby, the little girl, I was always spoiled. I'm the first granddaughter in both of the families before anything. So for me, I was always spoiled by both families. Always. There was 5 boys in each family before I came along.
Okay.
So when I came along, it was like, finally the girl. So anything is like, whatever the little girl wanted, you had to give her.
Yeah.
Right? So in the little plane, I'm crying and crying because it's like, I want my daddy, you know? Yo quiero mi papá. Like, yo no quiero estar aquí, yo quiero mi papá. And they're like, don't worry about it, you're going to get to your dad. Just come on, you know? The pilots actually pulled my brother. I have 2, like I said, previous 2 older brothers. They pulled the second one, and they said, you come up to the front. You just want to come and help us fly the plane. So we said yes. And I will never forget, the oldest one was not interested, but he's like, okay, push down. And we started pushing down, and we started going towards the Gulf of Mexico down, and we started seeing all the sharks. And then he starts, okay, let's go up now. And he will pull it up. And then it will start going up. And he was, it was little tricks here and there on top of the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, my goodness.
We got to Florida. When we get to Florida, the pilot tells my mom that if we wanted to go eat, we went to back then Bennigan's, you know. So that was the first place we ever ate. My mom's like, "You just want burgers from Bennigan's?" Of course, we wanted burgers from Bennigan's. We get to Bennigan's, we finish our meal, and then we get to the airport because he was trying now to get us into a commercial flight to come to Chicago.
Okay.
And my mom's $20 short.
Oh my goodness.
So it's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do now?
Yeah.
Okay, so now she comes and he drives us to the Greyhound. At this moment, he puts us in the Greyhound, and we're coming in the Greyhound. And I remember, if I'm correct, we were in Atlanta. And I always laugh about this little part because I remember the movies de la India Maria, coffee and donuts coming through, you know, talking to the white people and stuff like that. That's what I thought of, or I remember how my brother was. Because my brother, even though we were in Guatemala, we were in colegios, we were in private schools. And my brother knew a little bit of English.
Oh, okay.
So he was the one ordering everything for us.
Yeah.
And then when we get to Atlanta, my mom makes a call. makes the important call. Calls my dad and is like, oh, hi, how are you? How's everything going? And he's like, oh, everything's good. How's everything with you? Oh, everything's well. We're actually going to be there with you at 2:30 tomorrow. I remember dates and times really good. I don't know why.
Well, you're a number person, you said, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
So it's like, okay, we will be there on tomorrow around 2:30 in the Greyhound downtown. Don't forget to pick us up. And hangs up on him. That was it. And all I remember is him going with my uncle to pick us up. And we came to live to 23rd in Hamlin.
Okay.
For like 6 months. But it was a very small place at that moment. It was a 2-bedroom and it was already 5 of us plus my uncle. That it was his place. It was actually his place with his wife and his daughter.
Oh, wow.
So it was 8 of us at that point.
You're packed in.
Yes, we were packed in. So then we moved and we moved to Drake and 30th. There we actually stood there a little bit longer and did some of our youth years there. I went to Farragut for a year. And then my parents bought the house here in Chicago Lawn. And I came to Hubbard. I graduated from Hubbard in 96.
Okay.
When I got here, I went through bullying, especially not knowing the language. Another story, we had to get shots. Because you know how you're supposed to go into school and you're supposed to show
the vaccines and
the
stuff?
vaccines and stuff. Guess what? I got double vaccines because my mom sold everything but forgot the vaccine books. So for us to go into school, all of us had to get all our vaccines all over again. I will never forget that.
Well, you're healthy. Healthy.
Yes, because we received double vaccines. But we went through bullying and stuff like that. Yeah, there was a lot of balance that we had to get. Because after you closing your door, going to school, it was a totally different story going out.
Yeah.
Gangs all over.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you, what was Chicago Lawn like? Because I remember moving, when my parents moved to technically West Lawn on 59th and Lawndale, it was all Polacos. Like, there's a lot of Polish people in the area.
We had an Italian was the one that was the previous owner of where my parents actually lived. Because they still live in that house.
Yeah, and so then Chicago Lawn, what was the demographic like?
I remember Middle Eastern, Polish, Italian, not a Guatemalan. I was always one of the first ones. Mainly Mexicans.
Yeah.
And I thank the Mexican community. Because I know a lot of the Mexican culture because I actually was raised with everybody that was Mexican. Yeah. So at times I even make the joke like Edna or someone else will come and they're like, yeah, us Mexicans. And I'll be like, whoa, you're very racist. You're forgetting about me. They're like, oh, well, you're one of us. I'm like, I get it. But I still want to let them know where I come from.
Yeah, of course.
We do have a lot of the similarities of our cultures. But there's a lot of things that I want to get known. Yeah, I want to get known for the Guatemalan chick.
Right.
La colocha, which is my hair.
Yeah.
Everybody's like...
Yeah, what does that mean? What does colocha mean?
La colocha is actually a person with curly hair.
Oh, okay,
So yo soy una colocha. My kids are colochos.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay, but for the Mexicans, it's like una persona con chinos.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like colocha is actually someone with curly hair.
That's funny. My dad had a tia China. And my mom's like, okay, so what was her real name? He's like, I don't even know. Like, that's what we would call her, Tia China. So he had to, like, really think about it, like, remember her actual name. And then she was like, well, she had curly hair, so that's how we would call her, you know. That's so funny. And so the diversity of it, like, was it, I don't know, was there a hodgepodge of, like, kids? Or what was it like to...
The main thing around here to do was the YMCA if you had the money for it.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't have the money for it.
Yeah.
We will hang out with friends. Here in Chicago Land, we will hang out. There was a Giordano's in between Kedzie and Spalding on the bottom, the basement. That's where we will hang out if I got permission. Because my parents didn't even allow me to go out like that.
Yeah.
The one that did all the tricking or little things here and there was my mom. And that's actually when I was already like 16 and over. That she knew I knew how to drive. She knew I had a boyfriend. She knew I had a life after high school. And my dad didn't understand that. My dad, I remember us being young. My dad telling her, algo les pasa a mis hijos y yo te mato. Like, something happens to my kids and I will kill you.
Wow.
Because it was like, no, especially coming from Little Village. And then here it was a totally different world. It was more... it was not as it is now. It was actually calm. But I couldn't go out like that. I couldn't even do my nails like that either. I'm not the type to do my nails, do makeup like fancy makeup because I was not brought up like that. I
Yeah.
couldn't even ride a bike at all times. My mom took me out of the soccer team because my legs were gonna get like boys.
Oh my
I
goodness.
couldn't ride a bike because you're gonna get hurt. And it's like, get hurt of what? I got molested already. All this happened to me. And so I got a lot of stuff that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
First boyfriend that my dad ever met was my husband. Did I have boyfriends before? Yes. But my dad was very like, no puede tener novio. She can't have a boyfriend. She has to go to school. She has to do this. But unfortunately, I couldn't go to school because I didn't have the documents. So at that moment for my dad, it was too much money, 1,800 for me to become a medical coder. Because that's what it was. I was actually going to school downtown. And unfortunately, they're like, I'm sorry, but you can't come no more because your dad doesn't want to pay. And my dad thought, oh, you're going to go ahead. You're going to get married. Your husband is going to take care of you. Like, you know, our cultures.
Right.
Oh, sorry. No.
I know. Not here.
Not here. And I'm the only girl. I'm the baby.
Yeah.
So at times it's like, esta cabrona. Like, why? You know, but it's like, I'm sorry.
Right.
Soy la hocicona, soy la malcriada. But
I mean, you got to survive, right?
I cut a lot of circles.
Yeah.
And I call, you know, for my umbilical cord that I know that people are like, what? Yes. I cut a lot of those circles.
Yeah.
I might look exactly like my mom, but I'm exactly like my dad. And a lot of people see me smiling, being nice. They don't know the bad side of me at all because I don't show that.
Right. Why do you need to?
Right. You know, but I'm a lot like my dad in that circumstance. My dad was like very hard on, and I'm like that even with my boys. Like I said, even though they're boys, it's like, no, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and it's like, why? Because I said so. I'm your mom. You know, simple as that. Why are you asking me? When did my parents ask me? Or when did I go up to my parents? I would have got slapped if that was happening.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but I mean, I've always like, you know, I was the wild one, right? Like I would go and hang out, and I wasn't doing anything bad. I was just like going and hanging out with my friends. But to my parents, that was like, where are you going, callejera? Like you always have to be out on the street. Like I want to be social. I'm not doing anything wrong. Let me go and live life. Let me go and have friends, right? And then my husband, like his mom was like, no, you can't go over there. You bring everybody here. So they had the YMCA in their house, you know?
My mom and my dad did that a lot. More with my brothers than with me.
Oh, well, yeah, because you're the girl.
Right. Right. And it's like, no. And my husband actually was good friends of my brother.
Oh, okay.
So even to be with my husband, I got beat. Not once, twice by my oldest brother. Like, why are you with him? Like, no, you're not going to be, you're not going to be dating him. Like, I couldn't even, and I was already 20.
Oh my goodness.
But I knew my husband. I actually met my husband at the age of 11.
Wow.
In Little Village. That's a wild story that I'll leave for another episode. But yeah, I met my husband at 11 years old. We knew each other from the streets, I'll be honest, through my brothers. He became a big supporter at the moment when we needed him with an issue that we had with one of my brothers. And he would call the house, receive the collect calls, everything for my brother. And the one that will answer the phone is me. You know? And we always thought each other like really good friends. There's this, like I said, we have a lot of good stories with him that he even tells me, you remember you were taking a hickey away from here so my girlfriend wouldn't find out? And look at who's the wife now. Like, shut up. What are you talking about? Like, we have wild stories with my husband. Like I said, we knew each other 9 years before we even dated.
Yeah.
You know, so he was a big supporter, and hey.
Well, that's why it's solid. That's why it's solid, right? Like you were friends.
Ups and downs, yes.
Yeah, you hate them, you love them, you get into it, and then in the end, it's like, oh, I guess we're supposed to be together.
Right. Even our numbers. We go
really?
back with our numbers.
Oh my goodness.
I'm 1128. My first love is my father. He's 628.
Okay.
My husband, he's 128.
That's so funny.
Okay. So there's only 2 numbers that he has to change from his birthday to my birthday. So I tell him, for me to become 1128, I had to use your 128.
Yeah.
So I tell him, I'm like, so there's something there that I'm like, it's meant to be.
It's meant to be, yeah.
I'm like, and we always say, like, we're still here.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though there was fights that we couldn't be together, or people saying no, you can't date. 27 years, we're still sitting here together with two great boys.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so do you find yourself that you're kind of breaking generational trauma and curses, things that have been following you?
Hell yes.
Yeah,
I am so proud of all of that.
yeah.
I even have read that if I don't have daughters, I'm not passing all of that to my daughters, all that trauma. So if I've been through hell, it's because I'm the one that is actually cutting all of those things that either my grandma, my mom, whoever in my past went through. And I'm the one that is closing them.
Yeah.
So for me to learn that that's what I'm here for, I'm so proud.
Yeah, that's amazing. No, that's awesome. And so I guess my last question for you, because I love this conversation all over the place, but my last conversation, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated? What is it that makes you get up every morning with intention and purpose?
Believe me, there's days that I get up and I can't do. And I'll be honest with you. Because like I said, my mental health kills me. Even, and I told you this, and I'm going to say it straight. Even to do this podcast last night, I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it's something so simple, but I don't want nobody to feel how I'm feeling. So that's my purpose. That's my mission, to make sure that people don't feel how I'm feeling, to continue going.
Yeah.
And if that's what I could do, that's what I want to continue doing for others.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Heidi, for your time. As always, it's a pleasure to have you here in my house.
Thank you.
And to everybody listening, we're going to put the phone number in the show notes for the first responders, mental health first responders. And then also put information about a blessing hand. And so, if anybody ever has any questions, reach out to Heidi. You know how to find her. And you can always find me on social media. Find all the information in the show notes, and we'll catch everybody later. Bye. Hey, this is Kiki. If you made it this far, you officially made it to the end of the episode. Thanks for being here. If you're listening on a platform where you can rate and subscribe, please do. It really helps more people find the show. And hey, leave a comment. Tell me what you liked, what stuck with you, and what you want more of. You can also follow the podcast on Instagram at What It's Like to Be Here Pod. Catch you on the flip side.